Greetings one and all, this is Riddim and welcome to my channel with some more Destiny gameplay action. And the eagle-eyed among you will have noticed that my ident has changed somewhat. It's now known as Riddim Plays Destiny stroke Shootin and Lootin, and is to accompany my series Chilling and Killing with The Last of Us Remastered. Now I thought when I called my series Chilling and Killing, I thought I was being original, because I swear to you, I never knew that other people, well, two other channels had the same series title. I thought I was being original by calling it that, you know, being a singer and a poet, you know it. I thought I was being original, but then, you know, I found out that two other people had the same title for their series, which basically proves the old adage, great minds think alike. So it's all good, but I wanted to call my my series Shootin and Lootin, and I haven't done any research as to finding out if anybody else has got that title. So I'm telling you from now, if anyone's got that title, I didn't get it from you. So that's basically that. Anyway, I know that I said in my last video that I was going to show some Crucible action, but I really wanted to just show anything I want. Do you know what I'm saying, in terms of how I play the game? You know what I mean? I mean, don't get me wrong, I like the Crucible, I like the Iron Banner, I like the missions, I like the strikes, I like the story, I like everything about the game that involves me teaming up with my teammates and randoms, if you like. You know, I think the game within itself is a very sociable game. It's a very social game, you know, to play. But a lot of people's been saying that they find the game repetitive. Now, I've got some news for you. If they deem, you know, PvP or team deathmatch as not repetitive, then I can't do nothing for you, man, because every video game has some level of repetition within it. I mean, if you look at games like Pong and Tetris way back in the day, you couldn't get more repetitive than that. But they proved to be good games because they had the replayability factor. And no video game perpetually runs and runs with original content. Now, it can be argued that, you know, that the repetition is somewhat condensed more than other games. I get that, I understand that. But the reality is, at the end of the day, is that every single video game that you play is repetitive. Because if it wasn't, then we'll be playing some video games a whole lot more than others. Games like Call of Duty and Battlefield and certain other shooters I deem are very repetitive, but they have that appeal. So I can't understand for the life of me why people deem it repetitive and therefore boring. Maybe it's because of the fact that, you know, they're not co-op players as such. I mean, most runner and gunner types are not anyway, to begin with. So for them to be in a situation where they have to run and gun with other people and have that disregard that lone wolves and runners and gunners do, you know, it might seem like they're playing by themselves, if you like, but, you know, it's what it is, you know. I don't deem the game repetitious to that, but I do enjoy the fact of the game being played in different ways by different people. You know what I'm saying? Even though the enemies come out at the same place, we're dealing with the same bosses and what have you, and the very fact that we've got to basically utilize, you know, heavier weaponry to deal with some of these strike missions and story missions and patrol missions collectively, you know. I just think the game is unique in that way. And someone that had no real liking or desire for the loot system in any game, me being introduced to it by playing Borderlands 2, I still didn't really get the appeal. But in Destiny I do get the appeal. I really do get the appeal as to why people like it. I've never played World of Warcraft at all in my life, ever. But with so many people giving reference to that game in comparison to this game, I can understand why the appeal is there. And it's for the very fact that, you know, in order to progress, you have to play the game. You've got to grind at the game. Some people just don't want to do that. Some people just want instant gratification. I get that as well. But, you know, for me, what I'm noticing a lot when I do play this game is other gamers and teammates actually taking the time to get to know about the characters and the different types of enemies and the different types of loot and the different types of value, you know, that each gift has, if you like, you know, and how to stack them up and get your character leveled up as best way and as quickly as possible, you know. I know there's a lot of people watching YouTube videos to try and overcome having to really slog it out and just basically do it in one quick swoop, but that doesn't really appeal to me, you know, for the very fact that I can go on YouTube and basically learn how to basically cheat the whole thing and level up real quick. I mean, I must admit to you, I utilized one, well, it wasn't even one cheat, it was one of my teammates that actually knew where the dead ghosts were on Earth, and he took me to all of them, and I basically got that. But funnily enough, I didn't have that sense of achievement more than when I actually got onto a planet, a map, and found them, you know, by accident. You know, that was more gratifying to me in that respect, you know. So I've just learned to appreciate the game more by just grinding at it from an organic standpoint, you know. With this particular strike mission, I wanted to highlight the fact of how reviving is such an important part of playing this game, because running and gunning is one thing, but if you don't have a coordinated attack so that in the event of one of you getting injured, that the other teammate can quickly come to your rescue, then it doesn't make sense. I mean, I do understand that there are situations where you're just too far from your teammates to help them out, and you more or less have to stay alive. I mean, that's, you know, that goes without saying. But I have played games where I've been struck down and the dude, my teammate, is right next to me and he ain't moving nowhere near me to revive me, because he's trying to kill everybody and have me watch him kill everybody. You know what I mean? But that's usual in a lot of games. But overall, the game is very, very interesting to play. It's very interesting, and it's gauged on other people's interest in the game. Do you know what I mean? You know, because I think Destiny is a very easy game to bad mind or bad mouth or poo-poo on it. You know what I'm saying? Because of the amount of hype that it's had, and to some degree, you know, it can be justified as to people's concerns with the game and what have you, and to people's dislikes. But in comparison to other games like, you know, Call of Duty, which to me is one of the most repetitive games I've ever played, and mindless to some degree, but it doesn't stop it being one of the best-selling games on the planet. Do you know what I mean? There is a market, and COD is appealing to that market. And I don't think it is any different with Destiny. You know, to some people, to actually play it almost seems like a guilty pleasure to some people, which I get as well. You know, I do get the fact, but you know, if you like something, you like it. You know what I'm saying? You know, we all like playing video games, no matter how old we are. We like playing video games. We like playing some certain types of video games. I'm not a PC dude, but I respect the fact that there's a PC market. I'm not an Xbox dude, but I respect the Xbox market. Do you know what I mean? Because it all falls under the banner of gaming. And as long as you're happy gaming, you know, I'm happy for you and I'm happy with you. You know, so it's all blessed and it's all good. But anyway, some commentary on this match. Now, this is just to highlight the type of player that I am. All right. Now, when I'm doing strike missions, right, I'm trying my hardest to try and structure a coordinated attack. Now, these are with 2 randoms, and as you saw probably around a minute ago or so, that one of the randoms basically left, so it was only us 2 that was left. So I had the choice of either quitting or carrying on regardless. So I carried on regardless because I'm a soldier like that, you get me? So I just wanted to find out how this dude plays, and by his game tag, by his game tag, I can see that he's not English, and he doesn't have a mic. So I'm just trying to create a coordinated attack where I'm shooting this ugly mother in his head, because he doesn't look best pleased right now, and just seeing how my teammate is operating. Okay, we got a late joiner. Don't know what he's doing, but this dude here, he's in my space, he's coming into my direction, jumping right in front of me. And it's kind of hard to try and tell somebody, look, stay out of my freaking space, man. You stay in your space, I stay in mine. But this is what I'm talking about with the language of combat. Even if you don't speak a word of English or you don't have a mic, the language of combat is pretty much obvious. And I more or less had to emphasize it with the freaking rocket launcher in his ass. And the simplistic thing, well, let me just rescue this dude first. The simplistic thing was to have a coordinated attack where the teammates attack from different directions at alternate times so that the enemy does not know where to turn next. If you confuse the enemy, 2 out of 3 is going to get some shots in his head. And it's as simple as that. But you get some dudes, they still want to run and gun and basically sit underneath his ass and have you try and watch him complete the mission by himself. And this is not the type of game to be doing it. It really is not, you know, because this game, it really does evolve. It does evolve as you level up, you know. I've heard people saying, oh yeah, that's a marketing ploy to keep people interested in the game. But the game still sucks. I don't understand that. The hype is the hype. You know what I'm saying? The hype might be short-lived, but it doesn't stop the game from being a good game to play. Now, out of this game and Borderlands, the pre-sequel on the PS3, it's a no-brainer, you know. I can't be going to a last-gen console to play a new game. I just can't do it. That's like trying to play Destiny on the PS3. I can't do it. That's not going to work. Okay, so now we've established the fact that Plum Pudding is maintaining his attack from his side and me from mine. And there you go. That's the result right there. And that's how you more or less do the strike mission. You just have a sustained, coordinated attack. You give people their killing room and their killing space. If you run past people's killing room and killing space, the enemy's gonna think, oh shit, it's Christmas. Blam! 1 hit kill. 2 enemies. 1 time. Well, 2 teammates, I should say. But anyway, that's my lot for now. Hope you enjoyed the video. I will feature some Crucible action, I really will. But I just wanted to highlight the new ident and the sub-series within the series. And it's with that, you know the coup, whatever the console, whatever the game, whatever the genre, whatever the media, I don't give a shit. Happy gaming, because that is what it's all about. Happy gaming. And until such time I catch you on the next one, Megan. Watch the ride.